The past year has been one of unprecedented challenges, but it did not defeat us. Rather, it defined us. We're still feeling the effects of a global pandemic, intense political division, and instances of social unrest. Times like these can make a team fall apart or come together. In all 95 counties, the University of Tennessee system has come together. Seeing this as an opportunity to dig deep and redefine our values, to remember our mission of serving every Tennessean, to explore novel ways of delivering classes, services, and assistance, to see how we can bridge gaps, fill voids, find solutions, and improve life in our great state. With campuses in Knoxville, Chattanooga, and Martin, the Health Science Center in Memphis, the Space Institute in Tullahoma, and the Statewide Institute of Agriculture and Institute for Public Service, UT System has the ability to be a powerful force for positive change. We have the intellectual capital, the geographic reach, and the sustainability to give us the ability to take on the grand challenges and to change things for the better in our communities, throughout our state, across our country, and around the world. The pandemic may have kept us physically apart, masked up, socially distanced, and often connected virtually rather than in person. But it hasn't changed who we are or who we want to be. In recent months, we've set out to reiterate our mission in a fresh, new way. To be successful, organizations need 4 things: a compelling mission that is both inspiring and aspiring, a strategy to get them there, great people, and a set of values that define you and your culture. This past year, we traveled the state and talked to our faculty, staff, students, and administrators on each campus. We asked them to describe the traits that make UT what it is and what it should be. We used their feedback to come up with a list of 7 values that fit into a memorable acronym, B1UT. B1UT, there's a lot of meaning in that little phrase. Not only is it built on our values, it also underscores the importance of working together as a team to bring these values to life. Going forward, we want to live and breathe these values. We want our stakeholders to hear them over and over and see us walking the talk. One of the most inspiring moments I've had in recent weeks came when I was talking to the SGA president at UT Chattanooga. I shared our B1UT values with him. The SGA president looked at me and said, "These values I want to carry with me all of my life." With our B1UT values in mind, we're going to build on initiatives already in place and blaze new trails to make this our greatest decade yet. Now, I invite you to travel the state with me to hear our university leadership talk about how we're already putting our values to work. Bold and impactful. As we talked to our UT family about our mission, what we heard time and time again was their desire to have a transformational impact and to serve. The reason you come to UT to study or work is to make a difference. Education is the key to our state's growth and success. Education has a transformational impact on individuals and on society. That's why the UT system is taking a bold and impactful step to increase access to affordable higher education for all Tennesseans. We have started the process to acquire Martin Methodist College, a 150-year-old private college in Pulaski, Tennessee. Once approved by the state legislature and educational oversight boards, Martin Methodist will become UT Southern, our first new UT campus in 50 years. Our state's economic future depends on a strong, well-trained workforce. We depend on Tennessee's bright young minds to be our future leaders. That starts by offering world-class educational opportunities close to home. High school graduates in southern Middle Tennessee don't have a lot of nearby college options. There are no 4-year Tennessee public institutions in the nearly 300-mile stretch from Chattanooga to Memphis along the southern border of Tennessee. UT Southern is going to help open doors for our region's students, the community of Pulaski, and our UT system.
Working and going to school, it can be stressful at times, absolutely. Hi, my name is McKenna. I go to Martin Methodist College and I was born and raised in Pulaski, Tennessee. And I've lived here my whole life. I pay my way through school by myself by working 3 jobs. I've always loved UT schools. I even went and toured a couple. They were like in my picks, and me leaving just wasn't a feasible option. Like I want to be here in case something happens to my parents. I want to be here to watch all those milestones in life for my cousins and their kids that they go through. I want to just be involved in my family. Leaving Pulaski, I couldn't do that right now. When I heard that UT was looking about merging with Martin Methodist, I was so excited because I just knew that this was like such a great opportunity as far as bringing new businesses here for when I graduate.
The opportunity for UT to come in here and lower tuition, maybe even by half, that's just something we dream of.
I think that would be great for my tuition to drop, and it would help me tremendously because that would take some of the pressure off of me working so much.
The word excited and the word opportunity, those are the two I'm hearing over and over and over from our community. You know, buzz is a good word to use.
The excitement is overwhelming in this community. I get chills when I start thinking about it, even now.
Everybody kind of whispering, what's the latest? When's it going to happen? When is there a vote? What do we do to support this? You're getting that from your business owners. You're getting that from your teachers and your education system, retail, commercial development, and just our kids. What a great opportunity for the education here in Giles County and our whole southern Tennessee region.
Oh, I was excited. The opportunity for the growing number of teachers that we could hire in our county.
We just feel like it's a win-win for UT and Martin Methodist College.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity and something that's great for our community in rural Tennessee. This is big for us.
Embrace diversity. Diversity has always been one of our key values. And when we say diversity, we mean it in the broadest sense: race, religion, gender, and thought. Diversity is understanding that we must be open and civil even when we have different opinions on issues. Within UT, we have tremendous diversity between our campuses. Each campus has a different mission. Those differences add value to the whole. As we work together, we achieve more than we could ever achieve on our own. But any discussion of diversity must also acknowledge the issues we're still facing as a society. America continues to struggle with racism and social injustice, and unfortunately, several recent incidents have put law enforcement in the center of the controversy. Our Institute for Public Service is home to the nation's premier law enforcement training academy, the Law Enforcement Innovation Center. Over the past 15 years, LEIC has trained more than 50,000 law enforcement officers representing more than 4,000 law enforcement agencies across the country and around the world, in everything from homeland security to forensic science to command and leadership to cybercrime. In short, the LEIC is a trusted resource in teaching law enforcement officers what they will need to know to do their jobs well. This past year, LEIC launched its Cultural Competency and Policing program, training to minimize bias-based policing in law enforcement. LEIC worked with the Museum of Tolerance in Los Angeles to create a national certificate program for law enforcement agencies across Tennessee and nationwide. This training seeks to increase diversity in law enforcement and to examine perceptions, stereotypes, and cultural assumptions. The program began this spring with training for all UT police departments. Next, the program will expand to law enforcement officers throughout the state of Tennessee. About 400 law enforcement agencies across the state will have the opportunity to experience this training. After that, we'll open up the training to law enforcement agencies nationwide.
Optimistic and visionary. One of the lessons we've learned from the challenges of the past year is that nature is life-affirming. Being outside, enjoying our beautiful state has helped many of us stay healthy, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Social distancing isn't so bad when you're in a kayak or a paddleboard or walking along a riverbank. Tennessee's parks, rivers, lakes, and trails are a treasured resource, a place for relaxation and recreation. They are also a key part of our regional travel and tourism. To celebrate and elevate our state waterways, UT is leading an optimistic and visionary effort called Tennessee Riverline. Started in 2016 in our School of Landscape Architecture, which is housed jointly in the College of Architecture and Design and the Herbert College of Agriculture, the Tennessee Riverline is inspiring communities across the state to invest in economic development, healthy lifestyles, and environmental stewardship. Last fall, the first 15 Tennessee River towns were chosen. These partners will help celebrate the Tennessee River, as well as build opportunities for more people to experience its wonder.
From community to community, from person to person, the Tennessee River means something very different. To some, it's a way of life. For some, it's a backdrop of their community. For others, it's a way to recreate, and for others, it's a mechanism or an instrument of industry and agriculture. It's a part of our identity. It's a part of who we are as a region. It's a part of who we are as a community. And I think that's something incredibly unique, and it's something really powerful. Fundamentally, what the Tennessee Riverline Project is a continuous system of multimodal trail experiences along the Tennessee River that connects Knoxville, Tennessee to Paducah, Kentucky. It's a new infrastructure of recreation at the scale of the Tennessee River, its entire 652-mile reach. As we talk to different people and come to understand what the Tennessee River means to them and what it is as an opportunity, we begin to really understand this initiative as a regional economic development project. We see it as a way of connecting communities to each other, and we also see the Tennessee Riverline as a catalyst for new investments and new opportunities to engage the Tennessee River and to leverage it as a natural resource within each community's landscape.
We think of the Tennessee Riverline as a vision for a continuous water trail that stretches across the entire Tennessee River. The river and its 9 reservoirs are a 470,000-acre landscape that is accessible to the public, residents and visitors alike, offering opportunity for canoeing, kayaking, fishing, camping, and other types of water-based recreation. The river's banks are also home to national parks, recreation areas, and wildlife refuges, state and local parks, as well as diverse cities and rural communities, each offering their own unique stories and experiences to Riverline users. When you consider the river, these public landscapes and river communities as a whole, a dynamic 1.2 million acre park suddenly comes into focus. This landscape of experiences and opportunities connected by the river is also the vision for the Tennessee Riverline.
Tennessee River. When I see it, I see opportunity. I see economic opportunity. For me, it's just such a resource. It's a natural resource. It's renewable.
I think most of us that farm along the river want people to be able to have access to the river. It's a source of water for my irrigation. It's a source of recreation for my grandkids and for my family. I think I would be supportive of anything that would enhance the development of recreation in our county, but also enhance the beauty of the river.
Everybody sees it every day and they drive across it, but there are so few limited places to actually access that river. And so I think the Riverline project dovetails really nicely with something we're already working on. So I see a great partnership.
The idea that we're trying to figure out a way to integrate the city and people's lives into the river is really, I think, an exciting time for us.
What really excites me about the Tennessee Riverline Project is that it's a symbol of what's possible. When we work together, when we collaborate as a region, when we return to our legacy of regional thinking, innovation, and leadership, and truly recognizing what the Tennessee River is, how valuable it is to our communities, how valuable it is to our region, and when we really put an effort into its stewardship into the future.
Nimble and innovative, we began 2020 hoping to start the best decade in the history of the University of Tennessee. As we all know, 2020 didn't go as we hoped or planned. COVID-19 turned our world upside down. For the past year, we've been traveling an uncertain course. We've kept moving forward by being nimble and innovative. As we've traveled through this pandemic, we've kept the health and safety of our students, our faculty, and our staff as our key priorities. We launched a system-wide COVID-19 website and dashboard to keep our campuses and public informed. It received a top rating by the New York Times. We secured a single testing contract for all of our campuses, and our campuses worked together to develop safety measures for their communities. These efforts paid off. In the fall, we had a system-wide positivity rate for students of only 0.22%. That means our students were 9 times safer than the general population of Tennesseans ages 17 to 25, who had a 2% positivity rate. Our UT family also found ways to help in the fight against the virus. As the pandemic began to unfold nationally and internationally, the UT Health Science Center stepped forward as the state's public healthcare institution to combat this deadly virus. In mid-March 2020, the Health Science Center's College of Medicine joined with the Shelby County Health Department and the City of Memphis to open the city's first large-scale public drive-through COVID-19 testing site at the Mid-South Fairgrounds. Medical and nursing students from UT staffed a call center, triaging individuals and scheduling appointments. In late March, the College of Medicine opened a lab to analyze COVID-19 test samples to speed up diagnoses. The College of Medicine also produced a training video on the proper protocol for collecting test samples that was used by hospitals, clinical care providers, and testing sites across the state of Tennessee. The Plow Center for Sterile Drug Delivery Solutions at the Health Science Center made hand sanitizer for distribution. In addition, the Health Science Center, UT Knoxville, and the Oak Ridge National Lab used the Summit supercomputer to simulate, identify, and test potential therapeutics. In September of 2020, the Health Science Center and Regional One Health partnered on a clinical trial evaluating Regeneron's novel investigational 2-antibody mixture for the treatment and prevention of COVID-19. The two institutions also established a post-COVID-19 clinic to provide outpatient follow-up care to people experiencing long-term symptoms after COVID recovery. By October 2020, Health Science Center researchers working with colleagues at the University of New Mexico identified 3 drugs already approved for other uses in humans as possible important therapeutics for COVID-19.
Now, the Health Science Center is working with Moderna to test the efficacy of its vaccine against new emerging strains of the virus. Meanwhile, a team at Oak Ridge National Laboratory and the Health Science Center are developing at-home testing that can be done with a simple breath of air. At UT Knoxville, the Boyd Center for Business and Economic Research is keeping tabs on how COVID-19 is affecting our state's economy. The UT libraries are recording the history, collecting submissions from faculty, staff, and students to chronicle for future generations what it was like to live through a global pandemic. Faculty and students have collaborated on research about how COVID-19 is impacting everything from food consumption to workplace design. At Knoxville, material science professor Peter Tsai, who was instrumental in developing the N95 mask years ago, came out of retirement to determine the best way to sterilize the masks so they could be reused. UT Knoxville also partnered with the Knox County Health Department to host a public COVID-19 vaccination clinic. The Institute for Public Service developed a COVID-19 dashboard to help municipalities, businesses, industry, and others deal with issues related to the pandemic. The Center for Industrial Services urged businesses to review their production capabilities to see if they could produce medical devices critical in the fight against COVID-19. Across the system, the UT family has been raising money, delivering supplies, 3D printing personal protective gear, and finding other ways to help their communities through the pandemic. Like everyone else, we are eager to see life on campus return to some semblance of normal in the fall. Even as it does, however, we are confident the pandemic's lessons have made us stronger, more nimble, and more innovative.
Excel in all we do. From pre-kindergarten through high school, there's almost 1 million students in Tennessee, and training teachers and administrators, especially those in rural and underserved areas, are among the most significant ways UT serves our state. UT Chattanooga and UT Knoxville partnered with local school districts, as well as the Tennessee Department of Education, to offer Grow Your Own programs to encourage more students to pursue teaching careers. The Vols Teach for Appalachia program aims to remedy the ongoing shortage of both math and science teachers in the heart of Appalachia. UT Knoxville and Pellissippi State Community College partnered with 5 school districts to increase and also diversify East Tennessee's educational workforce by supporting community college students who want to become STEM teachers. Meanwhile, at UT Martin, the West Teach program provides professional development to help teachers become leaders in their schools and communities. Also at UT Martin, the Call Me Mr. program recruits and trains students from underrepresented backgrounds to become master teachers. The program offers tuition assistance, housing, loan forgiveness, an academic support system, and also job placement assistance. UT Knoxville led the State Department of Education's 2020 Tennessee Rural Principals Network, a year-long professional development program for 54 rural school principals from across Tennessee. UT Knoxville's Center for Educational Leadership also partnered with the State Education Department to provide free virtual training to help principals deal with the many challenges their schools have been facing due to the pandemic.
My name is Chloe Lawler, and I graduated from the University of Tennessee at Martin in spring of 2019 with a bachelor's degree in music education. Currently, I am a music teacher at 3 schools in Crockett County, Tennessee. I travel to the different schools every day and teach over 600 pre-K through 5th grade students. I knew I wanted to become a teacher, especially a music teacher, when I had my first observation sophomore year of college. The teacher is a local music teacher, and she's very fantastic, and her drive and ambition just really impacted me and made me who I am today. I chose UTM for a few reasons. One, because of the cost. It's a private school education with a public school cost, and I think that was really one of the biggest factors for me. Another factor of me choosing UTM is the amazing faculty and staff. They're always there for you, and it's a very close-knit family. It's a home away from home, and it pretty much became my home for a long time there, and I couldn't imagine of going to a better school. It had a very beautiful campus and small town vibes that I really enjoyed. I mean, it goes without saying that I would not be the educator that I am today without them. The music faculty especially helped me into the person and woman and musician and educator that I am today. My student teaching semester was pretty difficult, but the staff in the education department definitely helped me and supported me, which ultimately led me to graduate. My favorite part of being a teacher is making the connections, because I know that not every student is going to grow up to be like me and be a music educator, but music is very important in everyone's lives, and I feel as though everyone needs to know how to communicate effectively with music to other people. I would definitely tell you that if you're not already, you need to get organized and maybe buy a planner. The next couple of years are going to be pretty difficult, especially transitioning from graduating college to teaching in the education field. But just know that it's rough, but it will be completely worth it when you have your own classroom one day and you get to decorate it however you want to, and you get to build those connections with those students. The University of Tennessee is really special because, well, it's Tennessee, so it's kind of in the heart of Southern hospitality. So you can see that definitely within the faculty and staff and how they treat the students and respect the students. And overall, reminding them that they are completely capable of doing anything they set their mind to and being with them throughout every goal that they have in college. I think that's the best thing that UT is at, just making sure that you have someone in your corner that is going to ensure that you get there.
The pandemic has shown us how important the internet has become to our daily life. Grandkids stayed in touch with grandparents via FaceTime. We ordered our groceries online. We used telemedicine and virtual mental health appointments if we couldn't get to our doctor's offices. When in-person school classes stopped, virtual learning took over. Hundreds of thousands of Tennessee students went to school online for at least part of the last year. Households without the internet were at a significant disadvantage, forcing communities and school districts to confront our country's great digital divide. Governor Bill Lee has said he wants to expand high-speed internet access across the state. Experts have said the first step should be creating accurate maps showing where Tennesseans without internet access live. From Knoxville to Martin, UT is already helping connectivity statewide. UT Martin's West Star, a leadership program for West Tennessee, has encouraged conversations about broadband expansion in that region. The UT Institute for Public Service is also working on a statewide panel pulling together experts to help city and county officials improve access to broadband. And in the Herbert College of Agriculture at UT Knoxville, Assistant Professor Sridhar Upandram is working on an initiative through University Extension that brings broadband internet to underserved rural communities across Tennessee. The work started in Wayne County when Professor Upandram helped secure funds to purchase a set of mobile wireless hotspots for the area's library. Library patrons could check out these devices for 2 to 3 days at no cost. All they had to do was complete a survey about their internet needs. The Library Hotspot project is now active in 7 counties, and Professor Upandram is also overseeing a 2-year digital literacy skills project in 64 counties.
Transparent and trusted. In the 2+ years I've been privileged to lead the UT system, I've traveled the state to talk to our stakeholders. Those conversations continue to reaffirm what I've known since I attended UT Knoxville as a first-generation college student. UT is more than a collection of colleges. It's part of the state fabric, a vital partner to all Tennesseans. Whether you graduated from one of our campuses, attended some sort of training we offered, received assistance from Extension Service or Institute for Public Service, or simply heard about our latest research, UT has touched your life. Truly, everywhere you look, UT. So when we say be one UT, we're not just talking about us, we're talking about you, us, all Tennesseans. We're vested in each other. The most fundamental thing in any such relationship is trust. It's the key to success. And the way you earn trust is being transparent. Even more than that, you've got to be proactive in sharing the truth. Our stakeholders need to know what we are as a university system and what we aspire to be. We need to continue to demonstrate that we are good stewards of the state's dollars. And we need to constantly find new, impactful ways of fulfilling our mission of education, research, and outreach. Early in my presidency, we launched the Transparent UT Initiative and formed a transparency advisory group to help guide and inform our efforts. From that, we developed the Transparent UT website. If you haven't visited the site, I urge you to take a look. The past year wasn't what any of us expected. It proved to be a challenging journey and a greater learning experience than we could have ever imagined. And despite that, or maybe because of it, our UT family is more excited and more prepared than it's ever been to move forward and to help shape a better future. As we close, we want to offer a heartfelt thank you. We are grateful to you for your hard work, your can-do attitude, your ideas, and your ongoing support. You inspire us and help us do our best work every day. From Knoxville to Memphis, from Chattanooga to Martin, from Tullahoma to hopefully soon, Pulaski, we are committed to be one UT.